Hey there. Today, we're going to unlock some vocabulary that will take your writing from just okay to absolutely fantastic. If you've ever wanted your papers or your professional reports to sound sharper, more precise, and just more authoritative, then you are in exactly the right place.
So let me ask you a question. Do you ever have this amazing idea in your head, but when you write it down, the words just don't seem to capture how important it is? Yeah? Well, we are going to fix that right now.
Just take a look at this. On the left, the results are important. It's fine. It gets the point across. But the sentence on the right, the findings carry significant implications. That one has weight. It commands your attention. That right there is the power we're talking about, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. This gets us to what I like to call the academic sound. It's that jump you make from just being understood to sounding truly confident and totally in command of your subject.
See, it's not just about having a great idea. It's about packaging it in a way that builds your authority. When you use specific, high-impact words, you're sending a signal that you know exactly what you're talking about.
So let's get to it and build your toolkit. We've got 10 powerhouse words that are going to give your communication an immediate upgrade.
First up, we have subsequent. So instead of saying something simple like after that, using subsequent just sounds more formal and makes the timeline crystal clear. For example, subsequent studies reached similar conclusions. It's so clean, so professional. It shows you're thinking in a logical sequence.
Next on our list is derive. This is such a precise verb for explaining where your information is coming from, especially in a scientific paper. I mean, saying the results were derived from a large dataset sounds so much stronger than just the results came from a dataset, right?
Ooh, implications. This is a fantastic word, and it is an absolute game changer for your conclusion paragraphs. You use it when you want to talk about the ripple effects of your findings. Something like, the findings have significant implications for future research. See how powerful that is?
Okay, let's talk criteria. This just means the standards you're using to make a judgment. And here's a little pro tip for you. The singular form is criterion. So you'd say, 3 criteria were used to evaluate the participants. It just instantly shows you've got a really structured, methodical way of thinking.
Number 5 is a great one. Justify. Whenever you're writing an argumentative essay or you have to defend a choice you made, this is your go-to. It means you're providing a solid reason for something. For instance, the author justified the chosen methodology.
Comprehensive is an absolute powerhouse of an adjective. It basically signals to your reader, hey, I've covered everything, I've left no stone unturned. This is so useful for things like literature reviews. For example, a comprehensive review was conducted on the topic.
In academic writing, you're constantly comparing different studies and findings. And that is where contradict is your best friend. It's a really precise, formal way to say that one thing doesn't line up with another. As in, the new findings contradict earlier assumptions.
Significance is how you tell people why your work actually matters. It's all about the importance and the deeper meaning. So instead of just saying something is important, you can really elevate it by saying, the study emphasized the significance of early detection.
Next up, we have allocate. You'll hear this one a lot in fields like economics or business. It's used when you're divvying something up, like resources or time, for a specific purpose. For example, the budget was allocated to 3 main departments.
And our final word for the toolkit is emerging. This word is perfect when you're talking about new, developing fields like AI or biotech. It immediately signals that you're on the cutting edge and thinking about the future. For instance, emerging technologies are transforming healthcare.
All right, we have our tools. Now for the really fun part. Let's put it all together and see this amazing transformation happen right before our eyes.
This slide really says it all, doesn't it? Look how a single word can completely change the tone. After the study becomes subsequent research. The results are important becomes the findings carry significant implications. It's incredible. You can literally see the shift from a simple description to sophisticated analysis.
Okay, now it's your turn. Let's do a quick little challenge just to make sure these words are locked in. Get ready to put your new vocabulary to work.
All right, here's the first one. What word fits in this blank? The team ... their time equally among tasks. Take a second to think about it.
And the answer is allocate. The team allocated their time equally among tasks. Yes, perfect. Using that word shows it was a deliberate, planned distribution of their time. Nicely done.
Okay, one more for you. The study had major blank for medical policies.
Which word from our toolkit is the best fit here?
That's right, it's implications. The study had major implications for medical policies. This tells us the study's results are going to have big downstream effects on how policies are made. You got this.
So, at the end of the day, why does any of this matter? Well, it is not about using big words to try and sound smart. It's about being precise. When you use the right word, you show that you have a really deep, nuanced understanding of your topic. It builds your credibility, and it makes sure your great ideas get the respect they truly deserve.
And that leaves us with one last thing to think about. With this new toolkit, you're not just a better writer, you are a much more powerful communicator. So I'll just ask you this. What important idea are you going to go out and justify first?